For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the world-famous Focus program with a world-famous guest by the name of Deb Johnson, Executive Director of the St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Nice
Good to be here.
See you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You are a very, very busy person this time of year and all year, but even more this year because there's lots of stuff going on.
There certainly is.
One of the things that's going on is April is Autism Awareness Month.
That's true. So for Autism Awareness Month, we actually had a training session, but that's over. But we've been doing media things related to it. But also, if you come into our building, you'll see a huge puzzle piece. It's blue, and that's the symbol for autism. And then we're also selling buttons, and I'm sorry to say I don't have mine on today. I had it on yesterday for Autism Awareness. But one exciting thing related to autism is through Medicaid, they expanded the benefit for, it's called ABA services. That refers to Applied Behavior Analysis, and it's a proven effective technique to work with kids with autism. And a couple years ago, they approved that benefit for kids up to age 6. January 1st of this past year, they expanded the benefit to age 21. So we actually developed a center-based ABA program. It's in Our Lady of Guadalupe building in Port Huron. And we are providing center-based services, ABA services there. And then also we do home-based services. And we will be doing the same for older kids now. And it's great because kids have made tremendous strides through that program. And their parents are so disappointed when we had to cut them off at age 6. Because you really need to keep going with that. So, that's pretty exciting.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's getting a lot of press. I've heard you on WPHM talking about awareness. April is Autism Awareness Month, but you've got lots of other stuff going on too.
We do.
You've been going back and forth to Lansing. You're very honored to work on a work study group, I guess it's called, with Lieutenant Governor Calley. What's all that all about?
Well, that is in response to all the outcry related to the governor's proposed budget and specific boilerplate language. It's referred to as 298. That's the number of it. And in that, I guess the gist of that was the boilerplate language would privatize the management of public mental health, of the public mental health system and the dollars effective a year from this October. So what that means is $2.4 billion of Medicaid funds.
Did you say B as in billion?
B, not M. B billion. $2.4 billion would be managed by Medicaid health plans for the behavioral health services that we provide. It doesn't mean St. Clair County CMH would be privatized or given away, but we would be answerable to and funded through the Medicaid health plans instead of our current structure, which includes the PIHP. And you know, our former boss, Mike McCartan, is the current CEO of the regional PIHP, which is the managing entity for about $220 million in Medicaid money for Genesee County, Lapeer, Sanilac, and St. Clair. So there was a lot of outcry related to that. We were very concerned because most of the Medicaid health plans are for-profit entities, and there really is not even with the $2.4 billion sounds like a ton of money, and it is, but it's not really enough money for all the services that are needed by folks in the state of Michigan. So, so the Lieutenant Governor advocated to slow the process down, create a work group, a statewide work group consisting of now 122 key stakeholders across the state of Michigan.
It's a big committee.
It's a big committee, and we're looking at how we can kind of redesign the system. And we've had 2 meetings so far, and in the first meeting we identified what should be the core values of the system, and then at the meeting we just had this past Monday, we finalized that, and that will go out for some kind of review. And then we're just going to keep going. You know, we're talking about, actually, then we started talking about what doesn't work in the current system, because we don't think our system's perfect, but we think it's a lot better than it would be if it was managed by a for-profit entity with no behavioral health experience. So we're talking about what hasn't worked or isn't working, what we think could make it better, and then we're going to talk about what's working well with the current system.
How do you feel the meetings you're going on? You've been to 2, but are they listening, or are they dictating what the heck's going to happen?
I feel the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services hired a independent consultant to kind of, or facilitator to facilitate, and I actually think they're doing a really nice job. They're listening to people. I've been able to be heard on a couple of issues that I raised, as well as a lot of other people. And then if you don't get called on during the meeting time, you get like 24 hours to send your additional feedback in.
Oh, okay.
And then that has been incorporated. So, and we vote on everything. We have 3 cards: red, green, yellow. Red is completely opposed, green is all for it, and yellow is you could live with it, you're not thrilled, or whatever. So, so we vote on things, and they're trying to develop the model based on consensus.
Wow. Wonderful.
So,
well, how much longer do you think it'll go, for a year or so, or less?
Well, actually, they said we have 2 more meetings scheduled, and then I'm not sure what's going to happen, because there's no way the system is going to be redesigned in the 4 meetings, like right. 2 more meetings. So I'm not sure what will happen after that. So I'll keep you posted, though, when I come back and visit.
We want to be in posted.
So far, so good.
Then you got an annual meeting coming up for St. Clair County Community Mental Health.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about this wonderful poster back here.
Yes, that beautiful poster was submitted by a young girl from Port Huron Northern High School. Her name is Brianna Johnson. And the theme this year was connecting mind and body through recovery, because that goal is consistent with our actually our philosophy about you need to treat the whole person, their mind and their body. So physical healthcare issues, behavioral healthcare issues. So we thought that picture, and so did a lot of other people, because we hold a public voting and online voting, everything like that. And it just looks like a person in nice physical shape and at peace, and I think it's beautiful artwork. And so she's our winner this year. So we use
a Port Huron High School student.
Port Huron Northern.
Northern.
Yep.
Student.
She's a Husky, and so we use it for our invitation. That's this.
Okay.
And we use it for the poster, which will be all over the county. If people would like posters to display, we would love it, because it gives the access information for St. Clair County CMH on it, how to get a hold of us. And we will also have it on some billboards.
Well, that's great.
And then also at that meeting, we are recognizing community people.
Yes.
It's really a recognition meeting. And so we will be recognizing Doug Dolph. He's the United Way Director, as our Community Service Award recipient. The Women's Life Insurance Agency is getting our Organization Award. And I don't know if you know this, but there is many chapters, Women's Life chapter. I happen to belong to one of them. And if for any fundraising things we do for charitable nonprofit organizations, they will match up to $500.
Wonderful.
And they'll do it up to $5,000 in a year per chapter within the county. So there's a lot of chapters in our county who provide a lot of extra funding to a lot of agencies that we work with or fund, or to the people that we serve. So, so we want to recognize them for that. And then Sean Michaels, longtime radio host for WBTI. He recently was promoted to production manager, though.
Wonderful.
For Radio First. So he's getting our Communications Award this year. And then we have a staff, Pat Priest. She's an OT. She's been with us, gosh, I'm going to guess 25 years, or close to it, because she's been there almost as long as I have, I think. And then we had a team of staff that are getting recognized for the Team of the Year, that were responsible for helping us get awarded a $1.6 million.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, SAMHSA grant, and that's our initiative that we're doing with, we have the People's Clinic on site, so we have primary health care, physical health care, and we're in the process of developing an innovative, integrated healthcare model, working together. In fact, I had one of those meetings today. But anyways, that's going really well. So we would like people to come. It's a great night. All the artwork that either placed or honorable mention will be displayed. We have writing. We had a writing contest. You'll see all that. We have a booklet that we make up. Also, our annual report will be coming out the Saturday before May 3rd, and through the Times Herald. People can see all that stuff in there. But it's just a really nice night. There's great appetizers. The presentation is not that long. It's 6:15 to 7:30. We have social time from 5:15 to 6 o'clock.
Okay. And also, you've got other things coming up. One is a 5K run. After you have all this food at the wonderful annual...
You need to run it off.
You need to run it off.
You need to run it off. And I think this is our... Does it even say which one it is? I think it's our 8th annual. It's a 5K run, and this year we added a 1-mile timed walk.
I see a lot of them are doing that.
For kids under 12.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And then we also have a 1-mile walk for any age. And that's Saturday, May 14th. And it is endorsed by the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness and Health and Sports. And also, tomorrow, I don't know when this, oops, I don't know when this.
Or the next week. But go tell us what happened yesterday.
Okay. Well, April 15th is the early deadline.
For this?
But you can register up until the event. But the sooner the better to make sure you get a shirt. They're very cool this year. They're those tech shirts, long sleeve tech shirts. Ooh. And they're very nice. So hopefully, and then any proceeds from this, we'll be sharing with the People's Clinic, the Survivors of Suicide Support Group in St. Clair County, the Alzheimer Committee of St. Clair County.
Well, we need to raise a lot of money if we're going to share with that many people.
I know. And then we have a fund, we call it the Lifeline Fund, to help folks that we serve with for things that no other resources will pay for.
Busy lady.
So, yeah.
So you're off to Lansing again next week?
Yes.
Well, you keep us informed on that. That's important work that you're doing up there. But, of course, your agency does such great work here in St. Clair County. We thank you again for all your efforts and all your staff's efforts.
Well, I appreciate that, and hopefully we will continue to serve our community well.
Deb, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
That's it for the interview with Deb Johnson. The next person is from St. Clair County Health Department. She's sitting over in the corner there in the shadows. Sheri Faust is coming along, going to talk to us about Earth Day. Right back in just a minute.
Sheri was a recent Blue Water Women of the Year.
Yes, she was. That's even better.
Yeah.
How about an applause for Sheri Faust and Blue Water Woman of the Year? She'll be right along. One of St. Clair County's busy ladies is a lady by the name of Sheri Faust. Welcome back to the Focus Set.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure to see you. When we see you, we know that spring is almost here, if not here, and all the good things are going to start.
Yes, and every time I come to see you, I say it's always warm and sunny out.
Yes,
so that's a sign
true.
that
that's
spring's
right.
coming because it's warm
you
and sunny
come
out.
every week.
I should.
You are here to talk about Earth Day, Earth Fair Day in St. Clair County, which is coming up April 29th and 30th. What's it all about?
Earth Fair is a 2-day celebration of Earth Day. So Earth Day is always April 22nd every year. That's celebrated around the world. So we've created an event here in St. Clair County called Earth Fair.
Okay. All right.
And it's a celebration of Earth Day.
Okay.
And it's always the last weekend in April. So this year it's April 29th and 30th at Goodell's County Park.
Okay. And how many years have you been doing it?
This is our 14th year.
No kidding.
14th year. Last year we had our biggest audience. We had 10,000 people come out in 2 days.
10,000 people?
We are one of Michigan's largest and liveliest Earth Day celebrations now. It's amazing how we've grown because we're a pretty small grassroots group. We call ourselves the Environmental Education Network. I represent the health department.
Right.
And we put on this Earth Day celebration that teaches people how to become better stewards of our Earth, because we all know our environment is a direct reflection on how we live. And we want people to become better stewards of our Earth.
There are going to be 4 or 5 great things that are happening. You're going to talk about low carbon footprint shuttle, which is the bus in St. Clair County.
So Blue Water Area Transit gives us 2 buses, and they just shuttle people back and forth from Maritime Center in Port Huron, Vinkier's Foods and Wadhams, out to Goodell's County Park. Because in the spirit of Earth Day, we say ditch your vehicle.
Right.
And one easy way to lower your carbon footprint is to take public transportation. So we get 2 shuttles, and we have hundreds of families that will come out to Goodell's County Park on our Earth Fair shuttle.
I bet you that out of that 10,000, it was probably mainly families, wasn't it?
It is, yeah. We've created an environment at Earth Fair that's very family friendly. And so there's lots to do all day long. Everything is free, by the way.
I like that word.
Everything's free. Parking's free, admission's free, and activities are free.
That is a big word.
It's a free event, yeah.
There's also going on a tree and shrub sale. I downloaded that information. It was like 5 or 6 pages of things that you can buy.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that. It was a little bit confusing.
Okay, well, that's a partnership with the St. Clair Conservation District.
Okay.
The St. Clair Conservation District does their annual spring tree sale every year out at Earth Fair. And they bring a variety of trees and shrubs, hardwoods, conifers, fruit trees, and they sell them there. And so that's a good Earth Day activity to teach people how to plant trees and plant things. So the tree sale is going on by the Conservation District.
Okay.
At Earth Fair.
But that's separate from you guys, but they're there.
They're there.
Yeah.
They're there because it's an Earth Day activity. And so they have a vendor space in one of our barns selling trees so people can just show up and buy trees on site.
Beautiful. Birds of Prey show.
The Howell Nature Center brings their live hawks, owls, and a bald eagle. And they're going to do 2 shows on Saturday. Again, these shows are free. It's open audience. Anybody's welcome to come.
What time will the shows be?
On Saturday, they're at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And that's right on the main stage, right at Earth Fair at Goodles County Park.
Okay. Monarch Butterfly House.
We do. We have a live monarch butterfly house. Monarch populations are on the decline. I think they said monarch populations have decreased by 90% in the United States, and that's due to pesticide use, and they're losing their habitat. So we're trying to educate people about how you can grow milkweed seeds and grow milkweed plants, increase monarch habitat, butterfly habitat.
I've been to a butterfly house where you go into a...
That's what we have.
Oh, that's what you can have?
That's what we're going to have there. And again, that's free.
Wow.
Kids can walk through and hand feed the butterflies.
And the last item is Celebrate Michigan Magic Show.
We do. We have a magician. We always try to do something new at Earth Fair every year because we want people to continue to come out. So we bring new entertainment every year. So this is our new one, a Celebrate Michigan Magic Show. And he'll be on the main stage on Saturday at 12 o'clock for a free show. Kids get to be part of the show, interact. And so it's educational. We tie the education in there too.
You brought along some pictures, which the guys are going to throw up right now, and we'll talk about those. These are from last year's show. There's the sign. Earth Fair is a smoke-free event. I like that.
This year we are a completely smoke-free event. Cigarette butts pollute the environment.
These are our trees, right?
These are the trees. So you're not hauling a huge 12-foot tree home. You're buying a tree seedling. Okay. So you don't have to bring a trailer to get your tree. Bird feeders. This is the activity kids can do there.
Are those recycled milk bottles or something?
Those are recycled water bottles and Gatorade bottles.
Wow.
This is our free shuttle.
So that shuttle, as you said, will go from Vantage Point or Vintners at Wadhams back and forth as a shuttle for free.
All day long.
To
non-stop on Saturday.
Well, that's what that, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and this is just some families that were enjoying the day out at Earth Fair.
Okay. And
some more kids taking advantage of fun things to do at Earth Fair. We tell people bring money because there's a lot of nonprofits, small farms, small businesses there that hand make all organic, handmade products. So this is a good fundraiser. And if you want to keep your money local and support a local business, this is a good place to do it. Kids can buy birdhouses, and here these families have bought birdhouses, and now there's a birdhouse building.
Looks like it was a beautiful day last year.
Oh my goodness, it was gorgeous, yeah. This kids could break open a geode. You actually take this geode and you crack it open, and there's like a gem inside. So
oh my God.
There's so many cool things to do. And we recycle and compost everything at Earth Fair. So not only do we talk the talk, but we walk the walk. And we reduced our trash we've generated by 40%.
It's amazing.
So that's what we encourage
all right,
people to
Earth Fair, the 29th to the 30th, all day long, Goodles Park, and everything is free.
Free. We want people to come out and celebrate Earth Day.
2 other things I want to talk to you about. One is Sturgeon Festival, and that's coming up in
June 4th.
June 4th. So, but it's important if people want to get aboard the Huron Lady. Is it already too late?
No, it's not. The Huron Lady Sturgeon Cruises will be Saturday, June 4th, and tickets for those go on sale April 15th. So anytime after April 15th, you go to thehuronlady.com.
Go to what now?
Thehuronlady.com, and you buy your Sturgeon Cruise ticket.
Okay, how much are those round figures?
$15.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
For adults, $5 for kids.
But you can only take a couple 100 people or so?
100 people per cruise, and we have 3 cruises. So the first 300 people that buy tickets, that's it.
Okay. Then the other thing I want to talk about is you. You received an award, I understand. The Blue Water
Woman.
Woman of the Year.
Yes, and so they have different categories, and I got Government Professional of the Year. There were 4 other women.
It's a nice honor. You deserve it.
Thank you.
You've been doing a lot of work for a lot of years for the community, and people should thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice to be recognized, and there were 4 other women on stage that also received the award that night. It was a great event.
Good.
Great event.
Patty Samar does a great job.
She does a great job.
Sheri Faust, always a pleasure.
Thanks.
Always come back and bring the sun.
Yeah, and I'll bring you goodies too.
We got buttons. We'll just have these all over the place.
Those are free at Earth Fair, so come by Earth Fair, get some free buttons.
All right, get some free buttons. Coming up next, we've got representatives from the St.Clair Historical Museum and the St.Clair Theater Guild. We'll be right back. One of the gems we have here in St. Clair over on 4th Street is a place called St. Clair Historical Commission. Joining us from there, the chairman of the board, I don't know if it's a board or
No,
not, but it's just
commission.
chairman of the commission, is Bob Freehan. Welcome back to the Focus Set.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
to see you, sir.
I enjoyed.
You've got a project coming up which is called On With the Show. What's it all about?
On with the show. This is the first program of our 2016 season.
Okay.
And we're going to, well, as the title implies, we're going to take a look at a lot of the cultural organizations that have really brought life to St. Clair. And those would include the Music Study Club, which most people probably have heard a little bit about, the Choral Arts Society, the Hymn Singers, the St. Clair Singers, the Art Association, and the Theater Guild. And it's not so much just what they did, but it's some of the stories. So we're going to have some fun.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And we're going to go into some of the stories, particularly some of the earlier days of those organizations and how they started.
You're going to have 2 performances. You're going to be the speaker.
I am the speaker. I'm the presenter.
Thursday, April 21st at 7, and Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's
correct.
a great idea.
We had a request from a lot of people who don't like to come out at night.
Right.
And so we thought we'd reprise it at 1 o'clock. And we're going to do that with all of our programs this year.
Oh, I like that idea.
So it gives people a double opportunity. And during our presentations, I'm relatively new to the area, and so I've been doing a lot of research on these organizations, talking to people, and getting the stories and so on. But during the presentations, if people have belonged to one of these organizations, they can certainly add their comments or their stories and the fun that they had. Sometimes it wasn't always fun, as some of the organizations, like the Art Association.
If the guys in the booth will roll from the pictures we've got here, we can just continue talking. But it spans quite a long period of time.
Starts with 1930. Actually, prior to 1930, there was a St. Clair City Band, but we don't have a lot of information. We've got some pictures of that, but we really we looked at what information we have at the museum and who we could talk to get some of the stories. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lady by the name of Betty Anderson, who's 93 years old, and she joined the Choral Arts Society in 1937.
Oh my God.
As a high school student.
Yeah.
And so we got a lot of stories from her about the Choral Arts Society. There was a lady that came here with her husband in 1930, and she had been involved in music in Idaho, and she wanted to start something. So she started this group and in 1930, and they were mostly ladies. They met at somebody's house, and they would talk about a composer. Most of them were music teachers, or were singers, or played an instrument. And it was something to do during the Depression. I mean, there was some excitement for the ladies to get involved with during the Depression. So they would meet in people's houses, and then eventually they would have people come in and do performances. Well, this is where you started getting some of the other well-known people who are now involved in the Theater Guild and the St. Clair Singers, the Choral Arts Society. And again, this whole thing started last fall. A guy by the name of Jeff McLeod came into the museum. He brought in a scrapbook about his father and mother, George McLeod and Lillian McLeod. Well, George started the Choral Arts Society. He was brought here by Alice Moore to be the choir director for the Congregational Church, but also to reinvigorate this musical group, singing group, which he did. And he brought all 6 kids, he and his wife. His wife was a vocalist with the group, but she also taught piano lessons, or gave piano lessons to a lot of people, including Rant Haranshian. He was one of her piano students.
Well, she taught him very well.
That's what I understand. He did the Choral Arts Society, and that morphed into the St. Clair Singers, and then that morphed into the St. Clair Hymn Singers, and now it's the Community Singers.
Oh, yeah. So you've got all these singing groups. In addition, you also are going to talk about the St. Clair Art Association and the Theater Guild.
Correct.
Wow.
And the art fair, the beginnings of the art fair, which were rather chaotic the first year, 1972, when they did the first art fair. There were people going around, because the Art Association was organized in 1972, 71, 72, and there were people going around to all the art fairs around the state and Ohio and Indiana, trying to get artists to come to St. Clair to be part of this. And so they had a very successful one. Thousands of people came to that first show. It was a little bit chaotic because the sets that they had custom designed took a lot to put up and take down.
They were monsters.
So we're going to a lot of those
Oh,
backstories.
that's great. So you got 2 performances, April the 21st at 7, and Friday, April the 22nd at 1 in the afternoon. So
And we're going to touch on the Theater Guild too, and I know you have some people coming in that are going to talk about South Pacific.
South Pacific. Now, is there an admission charge?
There is a donation, a $5 donation,
Well,
and
that's not bad.
students are free.
Okay, and then it is just a labor of love for you. You've really, as a new person, it's really exciting for you to find out about all these people and all the things that went on.
And to get the stories.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's fun, is to get the stories.
What else is coming up for the St.Clair Historical Commission?
In May, we're going to look at Eddie's School.
Oh, really?
We're going to reprise Eddie's School. We're working on that program right now. Later on in the year, we're going to look at St. Clair businesses. We're going to reprise the Hopkins House presentation. So there's a number of things that will be coming up this year, which
You
we're
are
excited
busy.
about. That's what we enjoy doing. The volunteers, it's fun to see the volunteers really say, I want to do something. Last year we did the pub crawl to the past. We did the fire department. Mary Boda did the fire department.
That was really a success.
Yes, and so these are volunteers that have never done this sort of thing before. So to see them do the research and bring all the material together, and then during the presentation, as I said before, we open it up. If people want to add their own stories, we encourage that because that's how we get more information about these organizations.
If people have questions, you've got a great telephone number. It's 329-6888.
That's correct.
6888. What a great telephone number. And if there's nobody there, there's a voicemail that you can record and you guys will call them back, right?
Yes.
But if people want to get involved or volunteer or get more information about this or other shows, just call that number.
That's right. We invite them to do that, and we certainly invite them to On With the Show.
On with the show. Bob, thanks for all you're doing for the community. It's really great. It's a labor of love, obviously, but you gotta be interested in it, and you really have to put a lot of passion and time into it.
Well, and all of the people, all of the volunteers there, and we have about 30 volunteers.
That's a good sized group.
So
because I know sometimes it goes down and up. All groups do that.
Yes.
So that's a pretty good number you got right now.
Yes.
But people are still welcome.
Yes, they certainly are.
Okay, great.
Especially younger people.
Okay, yep, absolutely. Coming up next, we've got the St. Clair Theater Guild, the aforementioned St. Clair Theater Guild. They've got a play coming up called South Pacific, and they need you to be involved. We'll be right back with Sue Daniels. The name of the play is South Pacific, and you are needed. You are being recruited by the St. Clair Theater Guild. The president is not here. So the heck with all of you. We got the producer, the director, and the vocal director of the St. Clair Theater Guild and their production, their 2016 production of South Pacific. Joanne Wilkie, welcome.
Thank you.
Sue Daniels, and down on the end, Sharon Minkley, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Ms. Director, talk to me about the auditions. When are they and who do we need?
Okay, we need people. Auditions are next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We need 2 children, a boy and a girl around 10, the boy around 8-ish, that for this production. Only the 2, that's all we need. And those auditions are at 6:30 at the Theater Guild building in Cutcher Park. And then the adult auditions are at 7:15.
Okay, how many characters do you need as adults?
We need CBs, we need nurses, and we need villagers.
Do I have to be able to sing and dance?
To tell you the truth, you don't have to be very strong in this one because there's a lot of chorus work where the women sing together and the men sing together. And the main roles, there's a couple that should have excellent voices.
So if I've never been in a play, this might be a good one to start
This would be the excellent one to start with.
because there'll be plenty of people around you to hide you.
Right, right,
So
right.
Does that mean you're coming out?
No,
This is the fun one.
this is the fun one. Sharon, you are the producer,
Correct.
so you have to yell at these 2 ladies.
I keep them in line.
Direct them.
It's a good team.
Okay.
We help each other.
And have you produced before for St. Clair
Absolutely.
Theater Guild?
It's probably my fourth one I've produced at
Yes.
least.
Okay.
So,
He's been an excellent producer.
thank you.
Talk to me about South Pacific. Why do you like being the producer of this one?
Actually, it's a storyline that I grew up with.
Really?
You know, the old standbys, the Roger and Hammerstein. You know, it's fun. It's a very cheerful, even though there's a good storyline behind it. It's still a common songs, you know, that we all know.
Speaking of songs,
Yes.
Joanne, you are the vocal director. What is the responsibility of the vocal director? How many songs are involved?
There are quite a few. I would want to say more than 16, probably.
16 different songs.
Well, you know, Rodgers and Hammerstein,
Yeah.
they're very, very productive. But,
Right.
but the fun part will be working with the little kids and teaching them how to sing, Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie.
There you go.
Dites-moi pourquoi la vie est gaie. And that's all they'll have to sing.
That's
that,
their song.
That night. There's more to the song, but that's all we'll require that night.
On the auditions
Yes.
For the children.
for the children. Okay.
So
So as Sue mentioned, there are group songs for women, there are group songs for men, and then probably everybody sings together at some point too. Also.
oh, you know, something like There Is Nothing Like a Dame.
Mhm.
Fellas.
Great song.
Oh, marvelous song. And just, there are just so many good ones in here. They just pour out. And this is kind of a nice thing for those who are going to be singing. There are some songs that are, you know, definitely in part singing, you know, you needing a soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. But there are numerous songs that are unison.
Oh,
and
okay.
that makes it just a little bit easier on the people who are participating. But the songs are, for anybody who's been around for any number of years, beautiful, fantastic, because this, I think, first was, what, 1949, when it first opened on Broadway and became an immediate hit.
Yeah.
Immediate hit.
Do you have your main characters already lined up?
No,
mean-
no, we
So
don't.
you're looking for everybody in the cast?
We're looking for everyone, so anyone who has an inkling and knows the show and would really like to become one of the characters, like Emile Dubec, who is the plantation owner. He's older. He falls in love with a younger nurse that's on base. This happens in the South Pacific Island. And he, of course, is being older than her. He thinks a little differently, and she comes to find out that he has 2 Eurasian children by a Polynesian woman, because as he said in the script, I lived as I could when I came here, and there is where the feeling comes in to her of the the discrimination, the what's the word I'm looking for? Just you know the racial. The racial problem underneath. Plus, on top of that, young Lieutenant Cable, the good-looking young lieutenant, falls in love with Bloody Mary's daughter, Liat, a very young Tonkinese girl, and
So it's got a lot of involvement. There's a lot
there's
of
a lot of
intrigue to it.
there's a lot of
Intrigue
besides the CBs having fun and the nurses having fun, and they throw this Thanksgiving program that's a riot, and but it still has a story to it. That's Rodgers and Hammerstein. That's what they do. There's always that underlying
That's good.
storyline.
But the underlying story we've got is that there are auditions the 17th and the 18th
No, 19th, 20th.
19th, 20th, and
20th.
21st.
at the St.Clair Theater Guild building in Clutcher Park, and 6 o'clock for kids,
6:30,
6:30, and 7 o'clock,
7:15.
7:15. I'll be all right.
That's all
I'm
right.
trying to do this from memory.
That's right.
And that's going.
And you're doing well.
So, and if they've got questions, what can they do? Can they call you?
They can call me and if I'm not home, leave a message. I'd be glad to call them back at 329-4498.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to talk to them and answer any
So,
questions.
Rehearsals or auditions are next week. The week when this show is on.
And
the
we
air.
are adding one more
Okay.
day, just that did not go into the press because
Okay.
it all came out in the press today.
Okay.
It's Saturday morning at 10 o'clock,
Oh, that's a good idea.
the 23rd. For anyone who can't make it during the week, if they have another commitment or whatever, we will take them on Saturday morning.
Okay. Then the play itself will be in June.
Yes.
23rd, 24th, 25th at the East China Performing Arts Center. So it'll be a beautiful stage and a beautiful seating arrangement there. Not a bad seat in the house.
No.
Nope.
Have we missed anything here, dear?
The only other thing I would like to say is maybe if you don't want to come out and stage, we have a lot of backstage items to do, props. I need an assistant to help me get through the tail end of this, and there's something. So come learn a little bit what theater's like, and maybe if this isn't the show
right.
for you to be on stage, maybe the next
Maybe
one
the
will
next
be.
one.
And you don't have to have any, prerequisites.
Absolutely
and
not.
Come if you want to have some fun, be with a great group of people. This is the place to be.
Joanne Welke, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Sue Daniels,
Sir.
good job.
Nice
and
to see
the
you again.
producer, Miss Bickley, nice to see you. That's an invitation that's coming up, the auditions. So they once again, they're the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd at the Clutcher Park. Call 329-4498 if you've got a question, 329-4498. The final segment today is going to be Mr. Dave Lunarski and new release of his newest album. We'll be right back with Dave. Music is what makes the world go round. That's what they say. Also a little bit of help from religion and God along the way. It helps too once in a while. We want to welcome to the focus set, welcome back, Reverend Joe Dundas. Nice to see you, sir. From the Water's Edge Ministries, you're the pastor, and you've got a couple of compatriots here that you are going to sort of highlight, aren't you? Talk to me.
Well, Dave Lininarski and
Right.
Peggy Turner Carr from RTG. We are,
What is RTG?
I'll let them explain that right now.
I'll go ahead and do that. RTG stands for Righteous Through God, and it is
Righteous Through God. That's
Righteous
a very
Through
nice
God.
sounding name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right to the point.
Right to the point.
That's right. And we've just come out with our first CD, and so Joe's going to help us launch that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Water's Edge Ministries has had a history now of 4 or 5 years of putting on very successful concerts.
That's,
And
yeah, it's a big part of our
continue.
ministry, bring Christian music to our area. And Dave and I have been friends for a little while now, and Peggy's a good friend of mine now. And they've been wanting to do this CD for a while. So for the last 2 years, they've been working on this. And Dave said, let's work together on when this CD comes out. We'll do a CD release party, concert, I should say. And the time is now. And here we are working together to make this happen.
Mr. Lininarski, you have been a musician in St. Clair County for...
A long time.
Oh, is it that long?
You didn't want years specifically,
And
did
Peggy
you?
has been too.
She's been right with me.
Yep.
That's right. You guys have been together for a long time, creating lots of music for weddings and funerals and everything else along the way. But when did you turn a little bit to this kind of venue?
Peggy and myself and Mr. Chris Ofino from St. Clair,
Right.
we've been together, like you say, for a long time. And we've done, we've actually accomplished a lot in those years playing music. And now what we're trying to do is focus a little bit on our life stories, our faith experiences, faith stories. And we said, let's put this in words, let's put it in music, and let's do a CD. Let's record our own music.
So you've written the music for this CD, and you're also performing it.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yes. And the reason for the concert tour that we started last week in Fenton, it's already on the road, is to show everybody what we're doing and bring the word of God to everybody and do it in a way where they're all going to relate to the songs as life stories, as life experiences.
Wonderful.
And they just don't happen. They're there for a reason.
Right. No, that's true.
Yeah.
Peggy, you been singing with Dave for, as we said, quite a long time.
Right.
And I noticed from the videos that I've seen and stuff that you are sort of the lead singer, or Dave's the lead singer?
You know, I'd say both of us,
Both of you?
really. And the drummer also has pulled a lead song for the CD and did a very nice job on that. So we were all kind of sharing a little bit.
Jeff Babbitt.
Jeff Babbitt. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got the video queued up. Let's talk about the video. How long ago did you produce it?
The video was produced just a few weeks ago to start a promo basically for our tour that we're doing. And it's an introduction to the band and who we are, and something that we'd like to share with everybody before our tour start, before our concerts start.
Okay, let's take a look at that right now, and then we'll come back and talk more about RTG.
We are RTG. I'm Josh.
David.
Peggy.
I'm Dave.
I'm Jeff.
Chris. We are here to announce our new CD release, Power of You. We're excited to share our faith life stories and experiences with you, and hope to see you soon in a town nearby with our CD release tour, Power of You. Stay tuned.
That's great. And we have got to tip our hat to a young videographer by the name of Evan Denemy, who happens to be in the other room directing the show here.
He is, he's doing an awesome job, and I think he's actually enjoying it, and we're enjoying it. But we plan on keeping him busy.
Well, I think he'll be happy to volunteer. Talk to me about this show. When is the show? How is the show?
Absolutely. The show is on Friday, May 6th. Mm-hmm. And we've got a pre-signing party that we also want to talk about coming up at the Voyager on April 23rd, which is a Saturday, from 5 to 7. And it's a free event for people to come and see us, maybe have a signature or two on a CD if they want to purchase one. We've got some T-shirts.
No, not at the signing.
We will probably do a little acoustic tease. We'll have all the members there.
Yep.
We have David Winans that will be flying in from California, and
it's from the famous Winans family.
From the Winans family.
Marvelous.
And he is he's performing with us on the tour, and he's also recorded on the CD with us.
Correct.
And Jeff Babbitt and Josh Mediate, all those fine musicians are going to be there, and I think we might throw a little acoustic song or two in there.
I'd be surprised if you didn't do something.
And we're going to do something special too. Is anybody that there's going to be hors d'oeuvres, and anybody that purchases a CD or posters or any of the merchandise, we're going to put them in a little hat for a pair of tickets.
Oh, beautiful! I like that
for the concert.
So is this going to be like up in the
on the river?
On the riverfront.
Yep, it'll be on the river, and Mike Laporte was gracious enough to support us and
supports everything in the community. Doesn't
yes,
it?
He does.
Really does. Gets involved.
Yeah.
And there's no cost at that. And then, if we want to buy a ticket, the pre-sale for the show itself on May 6th, which is just around the corner, is only $15, $20 at the show, the day of the show.
Yep.
So,
correct.
And where can I get tickets?
Where do you have the tickets?
You can buy them online, as we typically do at iTickets, and then the Sweet Tooth here in town, Silks here in town, and then Sweet Tooth in Marine City.
Okay, very good. Both great places.
Absolutely.
Beautiful view and beautiful candy.
Yeah, and again, once again, we're having it at the PAC, working with Dave Simpson again, just a wonderful place to catch a show.
So I don't think we've missed anything here. Peggy, any thoughts about working with Dave all these years? Is he a tough boss?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at
But
all?
we had a real good time doing our CD, and the studio that we used called Reel to Reel Productions in Fenton. When we got all done at the end, he said, "I've never seen a band that there's so much love between all of you,
Oh, beautiful.
even at the end of a recording." So,
And young Evan told me the story that you guys went to this studio in Fenton like at 11 o'clock at night, and you worked all night long. Is that right?
There was nights that we wouldn't leave till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, till you were done.
And,
Wow.
And drive back to St. Clair. We were very, very dedicated. It took us 2 years, but when they purchase the CD and hear us in the concert, they're gonna see why we spent enough time on that.
So it took the music that's on the CD. It was accumulated over 2 years.
Yes.
So you'd
yeah.
record a song and save it, and do another one and another one and another one. Yes. Wow.
Yes. It was a 2-year project.
Yep.
The next one is going to be less than 2 years.
Dave, you do wonderful things for the community.
Paul,
Peggy,
thank
we're
you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And Reverend Joe.
Good to see you again.
To say about you. My
Well,
golly.
and we got more concerts coming up this year too. So
We'll
looking
have
forward
you
to
back.
talking to you again.
We will have you back. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.